All right, if I'm gonna get kicked out, it's while I'm here walking along this hall, so let's do this quickly. Jacks, back in February, March in Bally's. Here's the action. I'm under the gun with pocket jacks. I raised to $12, and the player immediately on my left, under the gun +1, 3-bets me to $35. I call, so I am heads up, out of position, going to the flop. So, pre-flop, that's actually pretty strong. I'm strong to raise under the gun. He's strong to instantly 3-bet me in the next position, so can't re-raise. If he ever has worse, a 4-bet just folds out the worst hands and make sure the better hands stay in. So there's nothing to do but call pre-flop. On the flop, 10-7-4, I check. The 3-better puts out a C-bet of $35. I check raise to 110, and my opponent calls. The check raise is a little unconventional pre-flop. The sizing seemed very weak to me. Some very sophisticated players are now down betting. They bet a smaller size on the flop than they did pre, or they bet the same amount. Used to never see that. It was just a bigger bet every single street. This guy didn't seem all that sophisticated, so I thought he's probably only using his down bets or keeping the sizing the exact same at $35 if it's the weakest parts of his range. So if he only has like ace king, ace queen, like these are the worst hands I thought he would 3-bet me with pre, I can't just call and let him see a free turn. He's already put the $35 in pre-flop, so if I just call, he's seeing the next card for free. I have to charge him if he has overs and you know, a backdoor straight draw. So I check raise an amount that makes it unprofitable for him to continue, just to try to hit a pair. 110, I'm happy with that sizing, and he called. Turn card, seems like an amazing card. 10-7-4-6. I go all in, didn't have a ton of choices, all in for my last $155. I get called, and I am up against 5-3 of spades, and I'm drawing dead. So pretty standard after this. There's not a ton of money left. $155 is all that's left. I got what I thought was an amazing turn card to go all in. I'm pretty much going all in on every card, maybe not an ace. If a king hit, I wouldn't love it because he has ace king a lot of the time, but he could have ace queen, and I can't just check in case he has ace queen and let him see a free river card with his 2 overs and a straight draw. So an ace I really wouldn't like, but I don't know, might have just went with it anyway, might have just checked. I mean, a ton of the money is in at that point, but a 6 I thought was like one of the best cards I could hope for. But he had 5-3, which, all right, didn't expect it, but I was right that the sizing on the flop meant weakness. He didn't like only having unders and a gut shot, so that's why he didn't size his bets as much. I bet if the flop were like 10-5-3 and he had 2 pair, he would have went with much bigger sizing because he's confident enough to bet big when he actually has a hand. So good thoughts. Pre-flop, nothing to it. On the flop, a little unconventional. On the turn, nothing to it, but it was a good read that he had a weaker hand, not just a, you know, set of 10s or an overpair. So that check raise is important. I see a lot of people check call and then they just give their opponents free cards, and I'm not a proponent of that. If you think the guy's weak and he's already put a bet out and your hand is vulnerable, you have to charge him. You have to put in a raise. It would be different if I had like top set of 10s on 10-7-4. I wouldn't mind him hitting an ace or a king. But with jacks, I'm very vulnerable. If he hits any pair, I'm behind. So I have to charge him. And remember, rice is a spoon food.